Floridians know the cost of hurricane destruction. Last season, we got lucky. But luck doesn't protect your home. Fortunately, Storm Smart has dependable custom hurricane protection products. Hurricane screens, accordion shutters, aluminum roll-down shutters, flood mitigation systems. Because protected beats lucky every time. Be safe, be smart, be Storm Smart.
When your power goes out, remember just how inconvenient your life can be. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you'll have power when you need it. Our Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Get a free 10-year warranty with the purchase of any air-cooled generator. Call Generac Generators today. Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Streaming from the Tampa Bay 28 Weather Center in Studio A, this is Dennis Phillips Live. Brought to you by Storm Smart. Protect every opening of your home. And Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Hi, everybody. It is Friday. I'm meteorologist Greg D. Last evening of filling in on DPL. Of course, we are tracking the weather tonight. Got the radar on behind me. You see that. Actually, I haven't looked at it in a few seconds. It's because the video just came in from ABC of a tornado in Michigan. Just posted it on Facebook. We'll get into that. But there it is. There's a big thunderstorm right now over northwestern Hillsborough County. My head's blocking it, but there you see it right there. It has been quite a loud one. Actually got reports from the newsroom. Just had somebody email me. Hail reported in Carrollwood from that storm. And we can see it. You can probably see the flashing there behind me. Let's pull that up because it has been interesting. By the way, we are on the spot tonight. So if you are watching with me, I think my chair is a little too low. Make sure that you are keeping track of break times. That first one hits around 7:38. If we can take, I've got a lot to cover. I'm not going to get through all of it. I can already tell. Even though I planned nothing, I don't think we'll get through this. So let's kind of cover this storm right away. While we're talking about this, I got to get this weather through so we can talk about all the other stuff that's going on, including the severe weather in the plains right now. So we'll cover our local stuff first. Thunderstorm right now, northwestern Hillsborough County. Also watching this from our studio camera. It came this close to our station, literally just north of MLK. You know, we're just south of MLK on Himes. There's Ray J right there. So I know a lot of you are watching saying, I live in Tampa, and Tampa got rain today. Officially, Tampa did not get rain today because it all missed the airport. This is how it works. So it'll go in the records for more than one reason as a dry day today, even though most of the city did get rain. Up in Citrus County, we are tracking some showers right now. Sugar Mill Woods, Crystal River, rain headed in your direction right now, and then that storm down to the south. So it is starting to weaken, I can tell. Let's do some radar science here. That right there, that green line rushing out ahead of the storm, that's outflow. Cool air rushing away from the storm out ahead of it. When that happens, that means the main cloud is collapsing and we are losing some of the intensity from the storm. So we're not getting the main part of the storm strengthening. It is weakening. Though still, there's a lot of lightning around Carrollwood, North Dale. I hear you. Dale Mabry, 275 up the Sun Coast. Yeah, it's absolutely coming down with a lot of lightning too. 26 strikes just in this very small area. That's not bad. That's a pretty significant amount. That's headed over toward Holiday, maybe Newport Richey, East Lake, Tarpon Springs, north side of Palm Harbor. Probably going to get a little bit of that. Then still looking at a couple of showers in Manatee County. Definitely, we talked about this yesterday. Lower coverage today compared to yesterday. That's for sure. But there's still one coming up on the Skyway. So the Skyway is going to be a little wet here tonight. And then over toward the Manatee River. It looks like this shower east of Bradenton is going to miss Bradenton proper, or at least the middle of the city. But you can see this one too. See that green line there? Let me see if I can pause this. That green outline around the storm right there, that's the outflow. So it's already weakening. So I don't think we're going to get a ton out of this. 90 degrees, by the way, today. That's a record high for the date. We also broke the record for the earliest we've ever hit 90 degrees in a calendar year in Tampa. The previous earliest was March 16th. So we moved the date up by 10 days. That's significant. And what's crazy is that this happened during one of the coldest winters we've seen in the last 5 years. And when you look at the numbers for the winter overall, I bet we're going to end up pretty average. That just tells you that, yeah, even when something is looking average, when a summer is looking above average or below average, or a winter is looking above average or below average overall, you're still going to get huge swings in between, right? When a winter is looking like it's going to be colder than normal, that doesn't mean it's going to be cold every day. That just means overall the temperatures are going to trend a little colder when we look at all of them and average them out. But you can absolutely get heat waves during below normal winters or summers, right? Cold spells during summers that are unusually hot. So rest of this evening looks fine. Temperatures falling back into the 70s once this rain winds down. I think it will after 8 o'clock really wind down. Tomorrow, another hot one, upper 80s to around 90. I think the rain chances overall tomorrow, just about where we were today. I think tomorrow's one of those days where we could see more showers along some of our bigger cities. So I think if we're going to get rain tomorrow, and you look at this rainfall forecast, really looking at that area around the bay again. So it's going to be Pinellas, Pasco, Manatee, and Hillsborough counties right there. Sunday, it shifts north and east. So I think the rain is going to be more toward Orlando and 27 in the afternoon and evening. And that's because the winds on Sunday are going to start coming more out of the south, and the sea breeze is going to be able to make it to the east of 75. Winds have been offshore the last several days, so the sea breeze has been hanging around near the coast. So as you look at the forecast here for Saturday, temperatures in the 80s by midday, mid-80s. And then as we go into the afternoon, the showers, just like today, they're going to start east of 75. Little downpours, little showers. Then as they go west, they'll encounter the sea breeze. Now, they could run into the sea breeze, as this model is suggesting, a little bit more to the east tomorrow. So maybe that Brandon, Sefner, Thornado, Sassa area back up towards Wesley Chapel, down through Mayaca City. And then toward the evening, the storms may try to make their way back toward the coast. The model just kind of hangs them mainly east of the beaches. So not a bad beach day tomorrow. I think Sunday's better for the beaches. Sunday starts with temperatures upper 60s and low 70s. Near 80 midday, not as hot. And the reason is the winds are going to start turning more onshore. And I think any showers that start, and this is the difference now, mid-afternoon along I-75 or 275 are then going to go east for the afternoon. You see that there. 10 p.m. on Sunday, it's raining toward the theme parks. So maybe toward the fireworks shows, if you're thinking of maybe going to see one of the shows, maybe stay until the parks close on Sunday. Will you be dodging some showers? By the way, is it still happily? What's the Magic Kingdom show that was so amazing on the Cinderella Castle? They took that away and then they brought it back because whatever they replaced it with was horrible. That was what happened to spring. Yeah, spring happened last week for like 2 days. That was spring. You missed it. Welcome to Florida spring. Dome of no rain. Yeah, Dunedin didn't get much. I see you, Katie. Not Katie. Not liking that. DPL. Oh, I like that. Charlotte, you may be onto something. It's DEEPL. I don't know what the P stands for. D probably live. We'll have to work on that, but that's a good start, Charlotte. I think we need some group stuff here. Joshua, oh, it's not Dennis. Joshua, it's Greg. Yes, I know. I'm in Dennis's page in the chat. It is Dennis, who looks like he's broadcasting, but it's me who's controlling it. Break soon. That's right. So Charlotte, it's finish up Sunday. There's the rain, and then it looks much better as we go into Monday and Tuesday. Rain chances lower. Hey, Strawberry Festival, did y'all go? I missed it this year. I got put on this evening shift and kind of plays with my plans. Didn't really get to get out there. Maybe I'll be able to sneak over there this weekend. There will be a chance for storms tomorrow evening around Plant City. That sea breeze interaction happens a little farther east of downtown. Plant City could absolutely get some rain. Beaches look decent tomorrow through at least 4 or 5 o'clock. That's probably all you need, right? Most of the day is going to be dry. And then as we go into boating, that looks good too. 1 foot seas, shifting winds to southwest in the afternoon. Watch for storms over or near the bay. That would be the only place I would watch for them. And the 7-day forecast, I'm going to show it all to you right here because we're waiting until Thursday. That's when the cold front moves through. And yes, you were waiting for the cooler weather. I think if we get spring, it's going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next week. All right, it's 7:39. Already went over. For those of you on the spot, it is break time. We'll see you here in just a minute. Or a minute and a half, 90 seconds, y'all. All right, where is my tea? Got a lot going on. I guess we're going to look at this tornado video. We're going to have to set up for these storms up in the Midwest. This was interesting. What's interesting is that the tornado that happened in Three Rivers, Michigan. I'm mad I didn't look at ABC sending us this video earlier. It's been so busy. It happened really outside. There it is. It's over here west of Detroit. This happened really outside of the slight or enhanced risk area, which is unusual. You know, usually Storm Prediction Center is pretty good on this, but sometimes you get these rogue individual cells out ahead of the main system, and they can really do some stuff. I mean, that was very, very interesting. We'll start with this: elevated tornado risk out there across the Central Plains today. But you see, Michigan was only in the lowest 5% risk. All right, so break time, 30 more seconds. I think if you've been on my Facebook page, yep, the tornado videos are loaded. And we'll talk about all the others. I was going to get into a TED Talk on El Nino for the summer. If you haven't read my post on the Facebook page, it took me 2 hours to do that this morning because I had to research all kinds of data, make graphs, which Gemini was very helpful with, but that took a lot. So if you really want to know everything about the upcoming El Nino and how it's going to impact us, quite a read this morning, but it's chock full of all kinds of stuff. All right, those of you on the spot, welcome back. I've got the tornado threat loaded for today, and that's because we're watching two areas. Well, really, Chicago down towards Dallas tonight is what we're watching. Those yellow areas are kind of enhanced areas, and they actually upped the risk, the intensity. That's the hatched area by 1 level for the intensity of the tornadoes, which is something new that they're doing this year. So the tornado out there towards Detroit, towards Michigan, Three Rivers, this is where it was earlier. So there's a line of storms moving through. It was this cell here. I don't think I can find Three Rivers. It's probably going to be, oh, there it is actually. So the city is getting its second round of storms. This was more than 6 hours ago. So Three Rivers, there it is. So there's Three Rivers. Let me go back. This is the tornado right there. So it's the classic hook echo. This was 3:30 p.m. I think they're still in Eastern time there in Michigan. I think that's still Eastern time. You see this kind of hooking back here, tornado on the ground, and it did some damage. So let's actually switch sources here because I do have the video loaded on my Facebook page. And this is video from Three Rivers tornado encounter. This is Lindsay Whitaker. She's driving, and you literally see the tornado popping up. I think I can make that full screen. Yeah, let's see if we can load that. There it is. So she's driving along, sees the tornado obviously in the distance. She's looking at it, and it ends up hitting, I believe, a store here as she's driving by. Just take a look at this. This is just incredible. Real close encounter. It must be forming very close to her because there's the Menards store. I think that's what actually gets hit. So the tornado is just behind the first row of buildings here. It's approaching that store, that shopping plaza. I can't believe she's obviously in the passenger seat. Someone else is driving. There's the funnel cloud, and you see the tornado kind of getting closer. It's heading toward where she is. You start to see the funnel cloud a little bit better, and then things literally start flying towards the end of this video, which is just incredible. Probably at least an EF2. Looking at this, look at that. That is roof. That is roof flying, y'all. Now it's starting to approach her. You see the trees starting to bend. Look at that. Self-storage facility getting ripped into pieces. Lucky that they made it out of there. This is another video, same town. This is Three Rivers, Michigan. Again, by the way, next break, about 7:45, y'all. This video also crazy. Much steadier, and you see the tornado here. Now notice it may be couple of funnels or an elongated funnel with this one. I can take it full screen so you guys can see even better and what this looks like. Really, this is an excellent view at it. Kanan Hicks is the guy that recorded this. Unbelievably calm, by the way, while they're standing and watching this. Very dangerous. Obviously, debris in the air. That could come down and hit you. Cars driving by. And notice it's kind of clear. And this is the thing about some of these tornadoes. They don't necessarily have like a well-defined funnel. You get clearing in this. And I mean, this is just passing right across the street from them. And then there's another thing. You can literally, and I tell the kids this all the time during school visits, the tornado can be going across the street from you. And you may not get nothing while something across the street from you is destroyed. Like I said, I didn't watch it this far. Look at this. I mean, it is literally hitting them. They are in the tornado. Yeah, this could have strengthened. I see somebody say multi-vortex. More videos came out. Probably EF3, Robin says. And I've got some more from ABC that just came down. I'll be posting them as soon as I get home. But this video, yo, that is wild. Absolutely wild. That's the way that worked out. Let's switch you back to the radar, show you what's going on now. Let's track these storms and take a look at where they're going. Sliding all over the place, thank goodness. This chair. We've taken one break. Jonathan's checking in on me, our director. We're going to take a break here. Actually, let's do this. Let's take a break right now, and then we'll come back. We'll look at the rest of these storms, and then we'll finish up on El Nino. Stay with us, everybody. All right, taking the breaks fast tonight, 7:45. So I'll hopefully be able to do this weather update here in the next couple of minutes, and then we'll finish with a longer block on El Nino. Start with the wide view here and what's going on. Oh, actually, not good here. We've got a tornado emergency. One of the things the Weather Service is doing now is they're issuing warnings. You see the red polygons. You guys are used to those for a tornado warning, and you might have seen that during some of our hurricanes. If a tornado is actually sighted, or the radar evidence is so compelling that even though no one has seen it, there is no way there's not a tornado on the ground, the Weather Service will issue what is called a tornado emergency. And the polygon turns purple, and that is a more serious situation because there are situations where a tornado will hit something. The radar clearly sees debris. The meteorologist at the National Weather Service, that is debris. That is trees, houses, whatever, flying in the air. No one's seen it because it's dark, it's at night, there's nothing else around there. They're just going to make the call and say it's a confirmed tornado because the radar evidence is so strong, and that could be the case there out near Tulsa. 15 seconds before we come back. We'll talk about the storms. How's everybody doing, by the way? Man, I'm fired up today. This DPL. Again, no plans and just all kinds of stuff happening tonight to talk about. All right, if you're watching on the spot, welcome back. Let's cover the severe weather. Just chatting with the folks online and the radar presentation here. So we've got a couple things to point out. First, we've got a line of storms just cleared Chicago. That's headed over toward Fort Wayne, Detroit, Port Huron. So Saginaw, back through Flint, Lansing. Kalamazoo just got the worst of it. It's heading over towards Detroit. Follow that back towards Chicago, Kankakee, over towards Champaign. Peoria's done with this line. There's going to be more coming up. If you know anyone in the Midwest. And then there's a cluster of storms in Missouri that's rolling through Columbia. The actual upper system is still back here toward northeast Kansas. So I think it's going to get worse in Kansas before it gets better. In fact, these storms here, Concordia and Salina, back toward Kansas City, heading toward St. Joseph, Missouri, we got to watch this. If this gets going, this area was something called conditionally severe, meaning if these storms are able to break through out here, these are going to be nasty. These are going to be really, really nasty storms. In fact, that is wild. This thunderstorm has a severe thunderstorm warning on it with sleet and freezing rain. I do miss this kind of weather from Arkansas. It did wild stuff like this. Okay, so this right here, farther south, it looks like we have a tornado on the ground. And this is why that's why this is the confirmation. So you guys might know better in the chat because I was in newscasts. That is a tornado confirmation in the city of Tulsa. So this is Tulsa, Oklahoma. I can read the warning here. Damaging tornado, radar confirmed. Flying debris located over Turley, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Let's get the latest scan on this and the latest warning. A tornado is on the ground. Please take cover. This is in the Tulsa area. If you are outdoors or in a mobile home or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. This confirmed tornado 3 miles southwest of Collinsville, Oklahoma, moving northeast at 35. So it's heading right along I-44 between Tulsa, I want to get my cities right here, Joplin and the Joplin area. So that's, if you're familiar with this area, tornado on the ground here. And then another tornado warning just issued south of Bristow and Okemah in Oklahoma. That's heading over. So this is going to be northwest Arkansas later on tonight. That's an area I'm very familiar with. Spent some time over there in Arkansas. Very, very serious situation. These storms will continue to move toward the east. I believe I actually did prepare. Yeah, we have a. I do have the radar product set up, and you see Futurecast here, 2 o'clock in the morning, still tracking storms in northwest Arkansas, and then all of this just kind of gels into a line of storms by tomorrow morning, and then we'll see more severe weather east and south tomorrow. But the front will be weakening as it heads our way, and this is not going to be the front that we're going to get here in the Bay Area as we go into next week. It's going to be another system. We'll see if there's any kind of severe weather threat with that. Certainly here in the spring, not unusual to see that. But I don't think that's going to be a particularly high threat, at least, looking at it right now. So a couple things happened today, obviously, if you guys were paying attention to the social medias. We broke the record. Appreciate Gemini for making the nice graphic. So nice. You know, it used to make these graphics, they were horrible. Allie and I would laugh, meteorologist Allie Blake in the morning, on how horrible these graphics were, misspellings. And then, wouldn't you know it, somebody flipped a switch over there at Google, and now the graphics are perfect. I asked for a professional looking graphic that shows a high temperature for today. Broke the high of 90. There's the earliest 90-degree day of the year, the earliest we've ever seen it. By the way, did you see this photo on the Facebook page? Christy Mandeville. This is a composite image of the lightning last night. So she took 3 frames of video and used an app she built in Gemini, Christy's amazing, to do this, to literally make a composite of the lightning strikes over from Indian Rocks Beach looking out towards the Gulf. Just incredible there. All right, so here's what we're going to be talking about, the hype. I woke up this morning. They didn't give me 5 minutes. I got fired up immediately. There were headlines. Super El Nino, Godzilla El Nino is coming. Everyone is going to be hit by the massive, massive, massive El Nino. And I actually think we're not going to get hit by it. We're going to be helped by it. And I'll tell you how after this last break. Stay with us. Ooh, oh, that was a good tease. You think I'm going to hold them till the end of the show? That was good, y'all. All right, let's get into the chat. I don't recall ever having to deal with tornadoes. Where's Toledo? Anna Maria, yes, there are tornadoes in Jersey. Growing up in Connecticut, there's tornadoes in the Northeast. They happen most likely in June, July, and August. Sometimes in May, too, you can get some severe weather. Obviously not as much as you'd see in the plains, but there are tornadoes in New England. There are actually some parts of New England that get tornadoes more often per square mile than parts of Tornado Alley. Between the coast and the Adirondacks, there's a couple of areas, Northwest Connecticut, Western Massachusetts, and portions of southern Vermont see more tornadoes more often because of the small area they're in than some parts of Tornado Alley. It really is incredible. Anybody else? Any comments? Take it easy on the AI. I know, Charlotte, I know. When is the storm moving past Tampa? It's moving out now, Beth. It's moving out now. It is getting out of here. Sounds like good news. Yes, there will be good news. I think there will be good news from this El Nino. And yeah, we're going to talk about it. I've got all kinds of maps and graphics, a lot of text on this post too. So hopefully you guys had a chance to read it. All right, 57:58 is when we're out of the show. So I have 6 minutes. All right, if you were watching on the spot, we are back. That was our last break. We are talking about the hype machine this morning, which was all about the El Nino. So what had happened was the Euro released a new forecast for El Nino. And this happened on March the 1st. And it took a while for us to discover it. I honestly forgot this was going to happen. I had to be reminded by somebody online. So what you're seeing here is 2 forecasts for El Nino. Remember, El Nino is the warming of the eastern Pacific off the coast of South America that impacts weather all over the Americas. In February, the one on the left, that forecast was issued February 1st. You kind of see all the lines going up, and then they kind of flatten around between 1 and 2, meaning the models were thinking that we're going to reach an El Nino, and the water temperatures off the coast of the eastern Pacific are going to be 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above normal. It's a moderate El Nino. Then on March 1st, so 5 days ago, the European released an updated forecast, because these are long-term forecasts. They're updated every month. And what's happening here is not only do the lines no longer flatten between 1 and 2, they go straight up and now have basically shifted, averaging above 2, and now even some reaching toward 3 degrees above normal. That would be a very strong El Nino. And I know the difference between 1 and 2 and 1 is very small, it's just 1 degree Celsius. But to see the temperatures in the Pacific be that much hotter is significant. Here's what it does. Now, El Nino can cause all kinds of havoc in the winter and fall, but we're too far out to say that it's going to do that. So what I'm going to focus on here is hurricane season, because that's what's most important to us, right? And what it does during hurricane season is it reduces the chances of seeing hurricanes in the Atlantic. In that blue area, you get more high pressure and more shear. You get more hurricanes in the Pacific because it's warmer, but you get fewer in the Atlantic. In fact, y'all, the numbers on this, and you got to read the text, and I know there's a lot of text. So check this out. I write a lot here. The record highest El Nino we've seen, the strongest El Nino ever, was 1983. In that year, we only had four named storms in the Atlantic Basin, the least ever in the satellite era, meaning when we could see them from space. The other strong El Ninos were 92, 97, and 2015. All of them had below average storm activity. The average is 14 named storms. The busiest was 2015 with 11. 1997 had 8, 1992 had 7. Now, when you hear 92, you guys know, right? That is an asterisk there with 92. And that's because 92 was the year of Andrew. 1992 had one hurricane. It formed all the way out in August, and it was a Cat 5 that slammed into South Florida and a Cat 3 when it hit Louisiana. It was an absolute disaster. That was Andrew. So just because the hurricane activity is going to be lower doesn't mean it's going to be a safe year. But it is a numbers game, like I said in the post. The fewer storms you shoot toward the U.S., the less of a chance that anyone along the coast gets hit, because there's just fewer storms out there. So bringing the numbers down is definitely good news. The tracks for 2015, we had no hurricane landfalls in the U.S., 2 tropical storms that made landfall. It was Bill and Anna and maybe Chantal. Those were the landfalls. 97, 1 hurricane made landfall. Number 5, Danny. Danny hit Louisiana, very close to the Florida Panhandle, kind of went around Louisiana into Florida Panhandle. 92, it was Andrew. And in 83, I only had a black and white map. There was one storm that went through Florida that was Barry, and that was a hurricane. So we had, on that slow year, only 4 storms, 1 storm hit. And in fact, here's how we're going to end this with the best news possible. During an El Nino year, all those strong El Ninos, every single one of those years, Tampa saw at least 10 inches more rain during the summer than we see during the normal year. All of those years except 92. So we're very likely to see above average rainfall this summer, because there will be more thunderstorms along the Florida West Coast because of a big high pressure in the Atlantic. That is the best news, and that's a great way to end this DPL. We are very likely to see above average rainfall this summer. Everybody, have a great weekend. We'll see you back in the morning Monday. All right. Hey, Facebook folks. We can actually chat for a little bit, just because I probably need to download another video here of, let's see. Okay, I've got this one. Lots of videos that, that we're getting from Three Rivers. So everybody doing this weekend? Man, that DPL, that was a lot. That was a lot going on. Actually, man, I don't know what I'm gonna. It's not a huge issue, but this is gonna be the shortest weekend of my year, literally, because I go from working until 11:30 p.m. tonight, then having to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday. So basically, I don't really have a full day because I sleep in tomorrow. I get so tired, and I have to go to bed early on Sunday. And this is the weekend where we also lose an hour of sleep. We spring forward. So it's going to be an extra quick weekend. Dennis is back on Monday. Then he's off again next week, remember, for spring break. Allie will be here with you guys for the evening. She's taken, she's doing that week, and I'm going to stay on mornings. I was originally supposed to do mornings this spring break, or evening spring break too, but y'all, it's too much. Doing evenings this week, then mornings next week, then back to evenings. It takes about 2 weeks to get settled in this schedule. People often ask me, do I get used to it? No. Your body never gets used to the morning shift, waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Your body is not made to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's just tough. It's just a lot tougher. So trying to keep the schedule as absolutely stable as possible is really, really important. So I'm glad that Denis allows me to do that, and you know, can kind of keep the schedule as easy as possible. Man, this tornado. Just looking at a new video here that I'm going to upload to Facebook. Just incredible, the damage that it caused. And you know, and it's interesting because this whole time, the focus was really on the plains and Oklahoma and Arkansas and Kansas. And then, I mean, obviously there's severe weather still going on, and we're going to get, unfortunately, probably more damage reported. So far, the biggest one has been the one in Michigan, which was not a place anyone was really focusing on. And this is kind of the tricky thing about weather, right, and messaging. Just because your severe weather threat is lower doesn't mean you're not going to get severe weather. And I think that's sometimes, and it even tricks us meteorologists, is, okay, you don't focus on the areas that have a lower severe weather risk. You kind of focus on the ones that have the higher risk. And that's fine, but you don't want to tell people that are in a lower risk that they're somehow safer. Because sometimes you get these isolated tornadoes, and yeah, there was less severe weather in that area, but it hit a more populated area like this town, Three Rivers, which unfortunately really got hit here. So that's unfortunate. We had a lot of, man, I forgot, Leisha, I forgot to put on the headband. That whole last part was science-y. Oh, thank you, Linda. Thank you for covering. I appreciate that. Yes, I am still on Facebook. Oh, very fast sign off, I know. I'm just kind of hanging out with you guys, seeing what you guys are saying as I prepare these videos, because I do want to get some of these, at least one more video on Facebook, and I'll probably end up working at home here when I get in. This is the thing about this job is it's constant. Woke up this morning, spent 2 hours working on a post. I got a bike ride in. I got some great pictures. I didn't even get to post them yet. And now looks like when I go home for dinner, I'll be eating dinner and posting severe weather videos from Michigan. Just because, you know, the way Facebook works and the algorithm is, if you don't get the video in now, it kind of loses importance and Facebook pushes it aside. So this is going to be damage video. So this is going to my Facebook page now from Three Rivers. Three Rivers, Michigan, after a direct hit from a tornado. What's interesting is that it clearly looks like this tornado was stronger in some spots than others. And this is the thing about tornadoes. You know, I think obviously there's lots of differences, right, between tornadoes and hurricanes. But with a tornado, you can, in a way, with a hurricane, you can prepare for a certain intensity. I mean, yes, they could weaken or strengthen a little bit before and after landfall, but you kind of generally know what you're getting into. With a tornado, you don't. There's a tornado warning, but you don't know if you're hiding from an EF0 or an EF5. And the tornado can vary in intensity categories over its 30-minute lifespan. It can go from 0 to 3, then back to a 2, then to a 4, then back to a 1, then to a 5. Like, and you just don't know what you're getting yourself into. That just stinks, you know. Luckily, we don't experience them here in Florida in this kind of intensity. But when I worked in Arkansas, I mean, there were some emotional days. Not during the severe weather, obviously, you know, you just kind of in the moment tracking it, but after, yeah, it gets pretty serious. Let's see. Oh no, I'm going to go see Vinny. Oh, I worked in St. Joe for a couple of years. Looks like they got damaged. Sciencey moments. The socks for tonight. Are we still on? What are we doing here? We're still on Facebook. Let me pull up. I wish we need to get a. You know, I need to work on a sock cam. For these were good socks today. Today I had good socks. I kind of matched them. So it's a black suit. Wait, the buzzer. Okay. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna be able to do this. All right, so we got Mickey socks, dark gray Mickeys. I kind of like the way they go with the suit. The black of the Mickey kind of matches the suit, but the socks kind of break up the monotony of the dark color. I got Mickey socks today. If I, going in the weekend, I'm gonna do a little Mickey, a little hidden Mickey. Oh, you guys see that pretty well. I see it on the Facebook. Little Mickeys. And with that, I got rice and beans waiting for me at home, and Cookie. Not the dessert, the dog. Cookie's waiting, and Vinny too. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this week. Nice to have a little chat here at the end, kind of hang out, wind down a little bit. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I am back on mornings for the rest of the month, which I'm very thankful. I do miss the morning crew. Actually have couple little trips next couple of weekends and into a week. South Florida next weekend. Vinny's got a concert of his favorite artist that he wants to see, so that was his Christmas gift. So we're gonna go see that. Really excited. Just a Friday to Sunday trip, and then doing a little trip to Mexico for 3 nights to see a friend I haven't seen in a while later in March. So that should be a lot of fun. Oaxaca is where I'm going, and I've been watching the videos. It looks amazing. You guys know I love photography. This looks like a photography and food paradise. It's like the cultural center of Mexico is what I'm seeing it described as. So I'm super excited that that's where my friend is going to be, because that's a great place to catch up over food, pictures, a lot of walking. Looks incredible. So anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Maybe I'll see you out there somewhere. You know, I'm always out all weekend, out on my bike running too. So if you see me, say hello, and I'll see you guys on the morning show, dark and early, on Monday morning.